I'm excited to give you an official look at the new EVO NTN. That's the first collaboration between PSE and the Nock On Nation. Now what's exciting about this bow is it took the ever popular EVO platform but optimized it for my style of setup and my style of teaching. Now there's going to be several key features that really set the NTN apart from the EVO 33 model that was its predecessor. The first thing that I'd like to point out is that we've really changed the arrow rest location of the riser itself to incorporate several key features. The first is the DT rest mount, which is now giving you a dual tapped or a secondary arrow rest lockdown location that's going to completely solidify any type of arrow rest positioning that you choose. Now the next thing is we've widened that arrow rest platform so that your wider style whale tails can now come down perfectly flat on that rear landing pad. Now in the front of the riser, we've opened that shelf and dished it out to give you a perfect cradle to center that arrow as it's lowered down onto the front of the riser. Now this gives you the ability as a hunter to know that you can draw your bow and have that arrow in a perfect containment location so that it can rise up within your rest without having to look down at it. Now the next thing is the Precise Lock cable rod. And this is an embedded cable rod that perfectly locks in to the back of the riser, preventing you from having any type of slippage or movement in that cable rod. Now the awesome thing about this cable rod position and location is that it's the perfect average of 6 of my trusted friends and engineers who all tried this bow and told me what they thought that perfect sweet spot was for the cable rod. And that's precisely where we've locked it down. Now we've also went back to 2 sight holes in a standard location, which is a little bit different from the multiple sight hole locations that most of the EVO platforms have. We did this because we had to slightly change the riser for that Precise Lock cable rod, but we also wanted to make sure that it was in a perfect position to still give clearance for those of you who like those rover style rear adjusting sights. Now one of the most obvious features of the NTN is that it's freestanding right now, and that's because of the integrated riser ready quick stand system that easily attach into this riser and give the bow the ability to stand freely both on the target range or in a hunting blind. This is a feature that I've wanted for multiple years because as a target archer who practices frequently out on my back patio or in my indoor range, I feel like this feature is something that I'm always gonna not wanna have to go without. Now from a hunting situation, you can easily remove these sticks that are sold separately and you can connect them together to give you one longer stick that easily loads into your quiver to take with you into the field. And when you get there, you can separate those sticks, easily screw them into the riser and have a perfectly freestanding, ready to shoot bow in your blind. Now one of the things that I did to help the ease of setup and tuning, and something that I think the at-home bow mechanic and the archery dealers are really going to appreciate, is the new direct drive cord connector that utilizes the cable splitter but has incorporated a small integrated hole that allows this cable rest to now have a much shorter length, which is going to prevent stretch. But by bringing this cord directly to the cable splitter, you now don't have to worry about the overslap or the over travel of the limbs, and that's what's been the problem of previous limb driven style setups, is if the limbs do travel past home base, then that arrow rest is being slammed down harder and harder on the rest, which gives you a much shorter lifespan on that whale tail. What's nice about this is it keeps it much tighter to the cables, which is better for a hunting situation and preventing snagging, but it also prevents you from having to attach anything to your limb or attach anything to your cable. Essentially, this makes a limb-driven style rest a cable-connected style rest, which is super tunable, much more repeatable, and gives you a lot better lifespan on those launchers. Now, this EVO NTN is 33 inches axle to axle and has a 7-inch brace height, which has over the years been my much preferred brace height because of giving not only the accuracy that you get from a longer brace height, but also the clearance that you get whenever wearing bulkier clothes in hunting situations. Now, the speed on this bow is amazing, but even better than that is the feel of the cams in order to get that speed. Now, one of the things I did not want to change was the cam system that everyone who's been shooting PSE in recent years has grown to love the most in that Evolve cam system. Now, the NTN will come standard with a high let-off module, which is awesome because there's the ability to adjust your full draw length range simply by loosening 2 screws and adjusting the module. But also you have the ability to fine-tune your let-off according to your preference by loosening the cable stop peg and moving it from one location being at 80% to 85 or even 90% let-off with the same cam. Now, one of the things that stands out if you haven't shot an Evolve cam system is just how easy they are to pull, but more importantly, the type of performance you're getting out of them with that type of comfort. Now, one of the things that I like in addition was that the PSEs have the option to remove their comfort grip and shoot directly off the riser that's been tapered and engineered to have a target style feel. So for those of you out there who really like to convert between your target bows to a hunting model, you can easily remove the grip and shoot directly off the riser to give you that target accurate feel. But for the hunters that want a little bit warmer touch and not have a direct aluminum contact, you can easily install that grip on there. Now, the NTNs are going to be the first bows to have the Gore Optifade camo patterns. And this is something I think has really been missing from the PSE line because of the popularity of those patterns by Sitka. Now, if you want to see what all the buzz and all the hype from the 2020 ATA show was about regarding this PSE EVO Nation Nock On collaboration bow, then I would urge you to just go to an official PSE dealer and give this bow just one shot.